Hey guys, so I want to make a video just to explain a little bit about the angles that we can find on parallel lines and then a transversal cuts transversal cuts through them. So if you notice again, parallel lines are lines that are never going to touch. So they're going to continue going in both directions and they will never meet. And a transversal is just a line that cuts through them. And this could have one or two or maybe even three transversals. Doesn't really matter. But if we come down here, we've labeled all the angles 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And we're just these are just definitions of what the angles are. So if we see corresponding angles are just angles that are on the same side of the transversal and the same side of the parallel lines. So they are 1 and 5 because they are both on top of the parallel lines and they are both on the left side of the transversal. So if we wanted to see other ones, we could say that 4 and 8 are also corresponding, just like 2 and 6 are corresponding to each other, and 3 and 7 correspond to each other. So if we continue, we're going to see that alternate interior. So alternate, when we say alternate, what we mean is that they're going to be on opposite sides of the transversal. So one's going to be on the left and one's going to be on the right. And when we're talking about interior, we're talking about the inside. So right in here, inside of the parallel lines. So alternate means on opposite sides of the transversal, and interior means inside the parallel lines. So therefore 4 and 6, as well as 3 and 5. Those 2, 3 and 5 are alternate interior angles, just like 4 and 6. So as we continue, now we see that we have alternate. So again, alternate means on opposite sides of the transversal, and exterior means that they are going to be outside, so on the outside of the parallel lines. So 1 and 7 are alternate exterior, and 8 and 2 are alternate exterior. Now vertical angles are the angles that are right across from each other. So 1 and 3 are vertical angles, and if you remember, those two are congruent. 2 and 4 would also be vertical angles. 5 and 7 and 6 and 8 are vertical angles. Then we have linear pairs, which are just angles that are right next to each other, like 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 5 and 6, 7 and 8. Finally, we have the same side interior. So when we're talking about same side, we're talking about the same side of the transversal. And again, interior means that we're talking about the inside of the parallel lines. So 4 and 5 are same side interior, 3 and 6 are same side interior as well. And finally, we have our same side exterior, which means just on the outside of the parallel lines. So 1 and 8, 7 and 2.